It's Alien Week in Star Citizen, so to help celebrate, I thought I'd finally take a look at the 3 Vanduul ships, which are some of the rarest and more hard to come across alien ships in the game. I'm going to go through how they actually fly, how you're supposed to acquire them, and if they're worth your time and money. My name's Dead Leader, and let's cut into it. So, the first ship we're looking at today is the Asperia Blade. Now, that might confuse a few people when I say Vanduul ships. For those that don't know, Asperia is a human company in a game which specializes in making human reproductions of alien ships. And so, the Blade is a Vanduul ship, but the one that we have access in the game to is a human redesign of it. And all of these sort of Vanduul ships all kind of have the same design language to them. They kind of have this overarching kind of leaning bird design to them, and this sort of menacing shape to them. And they're all sort of based off of knives. You know, we're looking at, this first one is the Blade. Then we'll be looking at the Scythe and then the Glaive. And they all have this little entrance down here where you come onto like the cheek of it, and that you rise up into it, sort of like end up sort of riding it a bit like a motorcycle in a way. So straight off the bat, the Blade has one of the worst cockpits in the game. The visibility is just awful. Like, there's some unknown reason. Not only is it like there's not much actual glass you can see through, but the glass that you can see through kind of has all this muck and scratches on it, which really cover up a lot of your vision. I mean, the ship looks cool when you're flying like a third person. When you get in here, like the red is reflecting all over the, you know, the dirtiness on the glass, and like on the left and right, there's just a big, you know, reflecting red circle for some unknown reason. And yes, all these ships have all the instrument paneling is red as well. So instead of having the blue, and each time you get damage to your ship or there's an enemy ship around which goes red, it doesn't go a different color. It stays red, so it can be very difficult to actually see what is bad. So I'm just going to take a little bounty here, and we're going to test it out in combat. Just going to do a opening contract. And coming up on him. So you see, yeah, the visibility straight off the bat is not great. All right, we immediately lost a wing. No. Okay, so we've lost one of the guns and a wing. So this is, the Blade is supposed to be hard to control already. It's supposed to be comparable to the Gladius, like just with the alien version of the Gladius. But I find that it is much weaker and harder to control than the Gladius. Trying to, hopefully we can just missile them away. It's quite hard just to get an aim. So the thing with these ships is, out of all the alien ships, the Vanduul ones have weapons that you can't change. They're ungimbaled, and you can't change out anything on them. They're all like bespoke weapons. So you can see here in the weapons, we've got the Warlord and the Wasp. And so the Warlord is a size 3 plasma cannon weapon, and then the Wasp is a size 2 laser cannon. So, and there's not many shots we kind of have with it as well. So there's supposed to be, you know, ooh, for the the more experienced pilot, but I think that's just kind of a way of saying they're more difficult to fly. I don't think there's really much of a benefit of flying this over a Gladius, to be honest. Since you just have way less maneuverability, way worse weapons. Like, look how slow these weapons are to recharge as well. Like, I'm barely eking out like a shot whenever I whenever I can to kind of stay competitive. Oh, there we go. Took him out. Yeah, kind of really annoying. So I've still got this one wing. I'm still able to move around, but yeah, you can see I've got to sort of fight against it. But yeah, that wing kind of, even though I flared off that missile at the first attack from it, it still was enough damage to take out an entire wing. And so the blade is the only ship that you can, out of these Vanduul ones, you can buy in game and out of game in a normal way. So it's just the easiest to access out of the three of the Vanduul ships I'm going to show you. I mean, other than its sort of Cylon, cool Cylon look, if you're a Battlestar Galactica fan, it really doesn't have anything sort of competitive that I would recommend, to be honest. Yeah. Oh god, like, when's the last time you had a problem taking out like a Mustang? Like, honestly. Oh, hold on, that's the I think I'll take him out. That's the bunker. We can just missile them, because I can't be honest, I'm getting close to this guy. Yeah, thank god. Whew. Yeah. So I mean, like, maybe it could be a little bit better with the wing, with the wing on, but not really. Yeah, look how dinged up it is from that. Like, it does have a cool design language. I like the look of it and everything, but the fact that you can't customize it and what is there is pretty crap, you know? I mean, you can customize like what missiles you attach. You can customize like the shields, the quantum drive, and the coolers, etc. But as far as the guns go, you're stuck with those warlords and those wasps, and even those like recharge rate in those is pretty awful. All right, and the next ship we have here is the Scythe. So this is the one out of the three that I'm going to show you that is apparently fully Vanduul. The other two are supposed to be Asperia sort of recreations, where this one is supposed to be 100% alien built. Immediately, like visually, like, yeah, it's cool, I like the chrome and everything. The landing gears, they kind of just look like stilts. The way they pop up, sometimes it's useful. Like, say, you know, when you trying to land somewhere and there's like a light pole or something weird sticking out of the ground, which makes you kind of unable to land there. This kind of puts you kind of way above it, which can be nice, but I don't know, it still just kind of looks like it's staying on stilts to me, like it shouldn't be landing that way. Once again, yeah, you get in through the little chin. Much better visibility in this one. Much better visibility. Immediately makes it better than the blade for sure. Take a look at it opening up. Pretty cool. Now, if your immediate thought is, wow, that looks like that's half of a ship. Yeah, you'd be right. But it handles that way too. Like, what? You'd think that there'd be some sort of rule of cool sci-fi explanation or like tech that would balance out how this flies. But no, your immediate like, oh, this feels like that would kind of fly pretty wonky and unreliably. Yeah, it does. Like you can see constantly here, I'm like pulling, you'll see my mouse is like constantly moving in another direction, trying to like balance it out, just to kind of fly straight, and you really feel like you're just wrestling with it this the entire time. I mean, hey, you know, it looks cool, I suppose. So the weapons actually weren't working when I retrieved it, so I had to park it in Everest Harbor to store it and unstow it to fix the weapons not firing. Which is actually has been happening to all of these Vanduul ships this patch. Annoying. Alright, I'm gonna take another bounty mission here. Do like the large knife. It also has this sort of knife or blade at the front is actually a ramming blade. Whenever you press middle mouse button, it sort of like juts out. Just supposed to be, you know, you can literally ram into targets. But I don't know how good that goes with, you know, you not exploding. You'd imagine that they didn't take any damage, but that's one thing I haven't tested, let's say. Alright, coming up on Reynaldo. They're much faster, like, weapon regeneration and ability to fire with this one, which is good. And with the Scythe, we got size 1 is the weak, and then size 5 is the War and Wrath the plasma cannons. Plasma cannon and laser cannon. Oof. Okay, yeah, so that's spinning there. That's not me doing that. That's just how it handles. You know, that one wing catches a lot of wind and air, and so it's very hard to be able to maneuver, especially in atmosphere. Which is tough because, see, we managed to take him out, which is alright, but it's just, you know, trying to, since there's no gimbals on these, see, once again, that's not me doing that, sort of constantly fighting against it. So just trying to line up your shot without gimbals with something like this is so difficult. Like the last one, the blade, you know, it took getting attacked to lose a wing, where it's like the Scythe is just, hey, don't worry, it comes pre-missing one wing. Those who like that unable to fly sensation. See, I'm having to just slow right down because I guess we are going against an M50, but like I'm just trying to concentrate on just landing the shot at this point, because the window is so small that if I'm actually flying, like getting it in sights is quite difficult. Come on. So get a hold of the Scythe. It's one you can't buy in game, and you can't buy it with real money either. You have to be a subscriber to Star Citizen, and as long as you're subscribed, you sort of have access to this Vanduul Scythe as like a perk. But is it much of a perk, you know? I mean, like, it can do good damage, but it's just, I mean, you're not going to win any, like, dogfights. This is, like, compared to the Blade, this is there we go. This is a medium fighter. But it, yeah. Now, this one, this is the Asperia Glaive. So this is like the complete version of the Scythe, but weirdly, it's not an original Vanduul ship. This is a human remake of the Scythe, but they put another wing on it. I don't know the logic to that, but it's also another heavy fighter. But yes, essentially the Scythe but with 2 wings. So, you know, I wonder if that means that it flies like a ship with 2 wings as well. I really like the paint job on this as well. Apparently, like, this is getting an entire rework because of Squadron 42. But I mean, I like it. I like the paint job on it. Kind of reminds me of like someone's home hot rod job they did like 20 years ago, then gave up on or something, and it's been sort of like, I don't know, like it seems like a disused car that someone loved a long time ago, you know? Yeah, once again, much better cockpit. Lots of red lights as well. Makes it look menacing. Got some rattlers I attached there. Yeah, let's take it out into atmosphere and see if it can we can maintain control over it. Yeah, its headlights are red too. Yeah, that transformation is much cooler. Look at that. It's much more menacing. It kind of looks like
Please visit again.
like an evil batwing, you know? So yeah, immediately you can see I'm not having to pull on the mouse to change the direction just to keep it going straight as much. So alright, we're gonna this bounty, see how she fares. Yeah, I love the angles of this much more like evil, menacing little bits and pieces, like all the pipes and stuff going around. And it's fun. I thought this was gonna be a lot smaller than it actually was. I thought it was gonna be around the same size as the blade. But the blade, I reckon, is about probably half the size of this. And so the glaive, this one as well has the largest weapons. It has the weak laser cannons like the other one did as well, but the other one is the Wrath, which are 2 size 5 weapons, and it also has 8 size 2 missiles compared to the Scythe had 8 size 1 missiles, so it has an extra size in missiles and some slightly different. Instead of just 1 Wrath plasma cannon, yeah, this one has 2 Wrath plasma cannons. Much easier to actually get closer, sort of aim and find that pip. See, I'm not sort of fighting against it and still able to sort of fly at the same time. Oh, will the wing survive? Yeah, wing survived a missile. 750. These shields are down already. Boom. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Way quicker I took those guys out. Ridiculous. And still have both wings, and it's not just flinging me through the air if there's a gust of wind comes by. So, Glaive, clearly my favorite out of these Vanduul ships. But to get access to this one, it's probably the hardest one to actually get access to. You need to finish the Vanduul swarm in Arena Commander in multiplayer mode, which is actually the hardest part about that is it's hard to get a multiplayer match happening. But if you just get a friend to come along or whatever, as long as one other person is sort of in it, that'll count, and then you get access to be able to buy the glaive. I think it's only during, it's only during Alien Week, so you have to finish that in Arena Commander multiplayer. Then during Alien Week, you're able to buy or upgrade to it, and it's quite expensive on top of that as well. I think it's like 350. So that's why it's probably the rarest among these Vanduul ships. But if you do get it, look, you get a ship with both wings and with cool red light that lights everything and make you look as menacing as hell on this thing when you fly around. It's pretty cool. I think without a doubt, it's my favorite of the Vanduul ships, and the only one which I think is actually viable to fly. That's sort of a problem with a lot of these alien ships, is they usually are a glass cannon, you know, like they can potentially do a lot of damage, but you know, it just takes a couple shots and they'll just break on you, which was definitely the case of the blade. Yeah, I think I've been using this a fair bit over Alien Week. I think it's probably my favorite ship at the moment. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the other alien ships, I think the only other alien ship that I would recommend sort of actively flying would probably be the Banu Defender, which I will try and do a video on during Alien Week as well. So hopefully I'd like to cover all those alien ships over this time and kind of get anyone caught up on what the pros and cons of them are and why they are the way they are. All right, well, so I hope they don't ruin the Glaive with its rework. But I think definitely all the alien ships in general need a huge look at rebalancing. If nothing else, then things like HP to the thrusters and wings, and making sure that like the wings are actually within the like the shield bubbles. I think they're way too capable just to get clipped, and then just, you know, they're flying around like a fish with one eye. But yeah, anyway, that's the Vanduul ships. My name's Dead Leader. I'll see you out there in the verse. And once again, thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to join the Wall of Legends, jump over to Patreon where you can join there too. See ya.